They will test you. Life will test you. Not with easy questions, but with storms that shake the foundation of your very being. And in those storms, when everything feels uncertain, when doubt crawls into your mind like a whisper, that is where greatness is born. Because the mind, when untrained, is fragile. But the mind that has been forged in the fire of discipline, the mind that has faced defeat and refused to bow, becomes unbreakable. That is the secret the successful have always known. It is not luck. It is not privilege. It is the power of an unbreakable mind. Every great empire, every fortune, every revolution began first as a single thought, protected by a mind that refused to surrender it. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before lighting the world. Henry Ford was ridiculed for believing in cars when everyone else believed in horses. Walt Disney was fired for lacking imagination. And yet, each of them held on to a vision so vivid that reality had no choice but to bend around it. They did not wait for the world to believe in them. They believed in themselves until the world had no option but to follow. That is the essence of an unbreakable mind. An unbreakable mind is not given to you at birth. It is not inherited. It is not purchased. It is forged through the quiet battles you fight when no one is watching, forged through the discipline to say no to comfort, no to distraction, no to mediocrity, forged through persistence when the path is long and no results appear. Because you see, the world will always try to break you before it crowns you, and most people, they quit right before the miracle. They trade their purpose for approval. They let fear disguise itself as logic, and they call it being realistic. But the truth is, realism has never changed the world. Belief has. The unbreakable mind starts with belief, not in something outside of you, but within you. Belief is not wishful thinking. It is the act of seeing something before it exists, and holding that image with such conviction that the universe begins to move in response. Every thought is a seed, and every emotion is the water that feeds it. Most people water fear. They water doubt. They water limitation. And then they wonder why their lives bloom with scarcity. But those who master the mind understand that thought, focused with emotion and action, becomes creation. They plant the seed of purpose and feed it daily with faith, effort, and clarity. Understand this. The human mind is the most powerful instrument in existence. It builds skyscrapers, launches rockets, heals disease, and destroys dreams. Whatever it believes, it creates. Whatever it fears, it attracts. Whatever it focuses on, it magnifies. And so your task, your sacred duty, is to direct it with intention. Guard your mind like a fortress. Do not allow every voice, every opinion, every ounce of negativity to enter its gates. Because if the enemy can control your thoughts, he never needs to fight your body. He's already won. Napoleon Hill once said, "You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul." And he was right, because your soul sails wherever your mind steers it. Clarity. That is the next mark of the unbreakable mind. A clear vision cuts through chaos. Most people wander through life like ships without a map. They go where the current pushes them. From one job to the next, one dream to another, one excuse after the next. They are busy, but not directed. Active, but not advancing. But those who possess clarity move differently. They know who they are, what they want, and why they're willing to bleed for it. They wake up every day with purpose in their pulse and vision in their veins. And when you have clarity, no distraction can deceive you. No obstacle can deter you. Purpose is the fuel of the unbreakable. When you have purpose, pain becomes a teacher, not a tormentor. Failure becomes feedback, not finality. Think of the greats. Lincoln, who faced defeat in nearly every election before becoming president. Think of Carnegie, who started in poverty, but built an empire of steel. They did not escape hardship. They were shaped by it. And that's the truth the modern world often forgets. Adversity is not your enemy. It is your anvil. It is where your mind is tempered into steel. Without struggle, there can be no strength. The caterpillar cannot become the butterfly without breaking the shell of its old self. And you cannot rise until you outgrow who you used to be. Discipline. That word separates the dreamers from the doers. Everyone wants success until they see what it demands. Success demands focus when the world offers distraction. It demands sacrifice when comfort calls your name. It demands the ability to act even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is the muscle of the mind. Every time you do what must be done, even when you don't want to, you strength. Close your eyes for a moment. See the life you've always wanted, not in vague images or fleeting dreams, but in vivid, living color. See the details, the sound of your footsteps as you walk into the life you were born to live, the feeling of confidence radiating through your soul, the peace that comes from knowing you built it all, not by chance, but by choice. That vision, that mental picture, is the beginning of creation. Everything that ever existed began as an image in someone's mind. Before the airplane flew, it was a vision in the mind of the Wright brothers. Before electricity lit the world, it was a spark in Edison's imagination. Before every great empire rose from the dust, it was first a blueprint in thought. Visualization is not fantasy. It is rehearsal. When the mind rehearses success, the body follows. When you see it long enough, when you feel it deeply enough, your subconscious begins to accept it as truth. And once it accepts it as truth, it will move heaven and earth to make it real. Understand this. Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between reality and imagination. It only knows what you feed it. Feed it fear, and it will manifest obstacles. Feed it faith, and it will create miracles. Most people spend their lives visualizing failure. They play mental movies of rejection, loss, and scarcity, and their life obediently reflects that film back to them. But the masters, those with unbreakable minds, they program their imagination like a sculptor shapes marble. Every morning, they see who they want to become until it is no longer a dream, but a memory of the future. That is the real law of attraction, not hoping, not wishing, but training the mind to believe so deeply that reality must comply. You must understand the outer world is a mirror of the inner. Change the reflection in your mind, and the world will change around you. Every struggle is a reflection of a belief that needs to evolve. Every limitation is a signal pointing you toward your next level. The unbreakable mind does not curse difficulty. It decodes it. It asks, what is this trying to teach me? What strength is this trying to awaken? When you begin to see challenges as curriculum, your life becomes your classroom, and your growth becomes unstoppable. Because life will keep handing you the same lesson until you learn it. Once you do, the storm calms, the door opens, and the next level begins. Transformation is never comfortable. It is a shedding, a burning, a breaking open. The unbreakable mind understands this, and welcomes it. Because to become who you're meant to be, a part of who you were must die. The habits, the excuses, the old stories, they must all fall away. That is the price of becoming new. You cannot carry old baggage into a higher destiny. You cannot walk into your future holding hands with your past. Let it go. Every time you release what no longer serves you, you make room for what will. You must realize something profound. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting yourself, your lower self, the part that craves comfort, that avoids challenge, that listens to fear. Your higher self, the part that is pure potential, courage, and creation, is waiting to be unleashed, and the battleground is your mind. That's where every victory is won and every defeat is decided long before the action begins. If you win there, nothing external can stop you. If you lose there, nothing external can save you. So, silence the voice that says, "I can't." That voice is not truth. It is resistance. It is the echo of every person who quit before you, every doubt you've ever inherited. Replace it with one powerful declaration, "I will." Say it until it becomes your heartbeat. Say it until your mind has no choice but to obey. There is a reason so few reach greatness, because greatness demands isolation. It requires you to walk alone when others seek company. It asks you to build while others sleep, to focus while others scroll, to believe while others laugh. And yet, those who endure the silence, who can stand in solitude with their vision, will one day be surrounded by the sound of their own success. That is the paradox of the unbreakable. You must be willing to be misunderstood for a time to be celebrated for a lifetime. Now, let us speak of energy. Every thought emits a vibration. Every word, every emotion, every intention sends a signal into the unseen fabric of reality. And that signal, that frequency, attracts its match. You cannot think like a victim and attract victory. You cannot speak lack and attract abundance. You cannot dwell on fear and expect freedom. The universe does not give you what you want. It gives you what you are. So the task is not to chase success, but to become success in thought, in action, in energy. When your inner world aligns with abundance, gratitude, and clarity, opportunities begin to appear eye